As
Now
your
then.
hand touches the dim Audra, you feel the same cool, pricking sensation that you did when you touched the pillar near Port Mage. You concentrate on the pillar.
We're gonna get pulled in the in-between, aren't we?
Swiftly falls away, leaving only the vast emptiness of the in-between. The Audra and a multitude of golden threads.
Which means, since a certain giant Colossus asshole has taken all of the, I don't even know, soul energy out of the Audra, and with him, I'm going to follow that thread right to his back, head, I don't know,
For a second time, you gather the threads in your mind and bind them together, forming a solid tether that ripples out toward its distant anchor. Again, a crack sounds from the terminus. Your consciousness is violently pulled along the cord. You are prepared for the sensation this time, but are still disoriented when you come to a sudden stop. You find yourself standing behind a familiar Titanic statue as it trudges through invisible waters.
How surprising. So we meet again.
At Aethys's shoulder, your soul is dwarfed by the massive god's form.
He's taken over a massive statue.
Energy
That's unfair.
pulses along the tether, each wave feeding the Audra's movements. He stops. His head cranes behind him, again accompanied by the sound of stone shearing and buckling. His eyes rest upon you. He does not reach for the cord.
Is he looking at me
but
smugly?
considers you for a long span of silence before speaking.
I'm assuming he's looking at me very smugly, like, what you gonna do about me, bitch? I'm a giant statue. There's some nonsense soul floating around.
Your first attempt to contact me was brave.
Yes.
This second attempt, is it born out of desperation?
Not really,
Or
actually.
something else? Why do you continue to follow me, Watcher of Cadnua?
Well, that's rather easy to say. Once, Barris kinda blackmails me into it. Basically, the deal is you either do it or you die, and you're not getting put back into the wheel. Secondly, I would like a, you know, a bit of a revenge round for destroying my fucking castle, you asshole. Yep, you destroyed my castle and ate my soul, jackass.
There was no malice in that act.
Yet
It
that
was a
doesn't change
coincidence
shit.
of Time, place, and necessity.
Aethys's voice grows fainter as he speaks.
It's like, yeah, sorry for burning down your house. It was a coincidence of time, place, and necessity. Yeah, sure, but that doesn't give me back my house. And you wonder why the gods are so fucking beloved by me myself, personally. Especially in this game. They're giant assholes. The lot of them. Vodika is a nice prime example of that particular aspect of godhood. Yes, as you can see, he's not much better. He's actually also just a giant asshole.
I am sorry for what I did, but it was done for the hope of a better future.
Is that supposed to make me feel better?
I hoped only to explain, not to pacify you.
You
Not to
did
pardon
not
my actions.
explain shit.
Can you be pacified? Or is revenge your goal?
If I can find a way to make you pay for what you did, to be fair, I will probably take it.
If I could pay it, I would.
Then do it.
There is not a fine in all Aeora heavy enough to clear my debt, Watcher. I cannot undo what I have done.
You now, you
But
could
perhaps
build me a new
I
castle.
can help make a better future for us all.
You're a giant statue. I'm sure you can build me a nice foundation for my new castle. You could stand in front of an island and be like, okay, give me all your money. Then you could give me said money, so I could build myself a new castle. It's like you don't have options being a giant statue, my friend, you know? But no, of course not. He's actually not honestly considering helping me. No. As I said, the gods are assholes. Through. Completely through. There's no shred of doubt in my mind.
Aethys becomes silent. You can sense his presence advancing back along the cord between you. His energy flows over your hand. Tendrils of light probing into the air around you. They poke and prod at the silent lost souls hovering in your vicinity.
Yo, don't steal those. I took those fair and square.
You are in a unique position. In spite of the work of the Leaden Key and Hand Occult, you have seen through our facade. You know the gods' true nature.
Oh, you mean the point where it was rather obviously revealed that the gods are not actually gods. Just very, very powerful beings at this point. Yeah, I know your little spiel. You are all fucking liars. Which took the last shred of respect I had for you anyway. Before it was just like, the gods are assholes, now it's like, they're not even gods, and they're still massive assholes.
Without the benefit of your knowledge, few mortals would be willing to accept the true history of their gods. After all, we weren't.
So yeah, you kinda spread a very nice lie there, and kept that alive for a long time. I mean, I salute you for that, personally. That's an achievement.
The last time I walked
Not a nice thing, though.
I made a mistake in not revealing my true purpose. I believe you would understand it better than most.
Well then, it's not a long be like, yes, I totally understand where you're coming from.
Yes,
Tell.
I will tell you. But this is not the time.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
As I take this body farther from the lighthouse, the tether grows weaker, and I have already tarried too long.
You know, you could just give me a quick explanation like, yes, my end goal is X. Probably give me some wiggle room with Berath and be like, look, I got you the information you needed. Now please, could you stop threatening me with unending death and no rebirth? That would be pleasant.
Soon this link will unravel completely. If I have not reached my destination when that happens, I will need to pull more souls from your world.
And where precisely are you going? Just, you know, let's meet there.
Edges of Aethys's massive form blur and dissolve. The huge figure retreats from you. As it moves, the tether begins to rapidly unravel. As Aethys speaks, his voice sounds garbled, fragmented, and distant.
Just tell me where the fuck you're going. It's not that easy. Some longitude and something would probably serve me well, considering that I'm on a seafaring vessel.
If you would know more, find me at the Ashen Maw in Margren's Teeth. I must rest there before I begin my final work. When I leave that place, you will not be able to follow.
Well, you'd be surprised just how bloody annoying I can be if I want to. Especially towards people who fucking destroy my castle. I take that very personally, you know. I built that castle up. It costs me hundreds of thousands of coins to build that up. I finally was in a nice position where I could just lie back and spend the rest of my life collecting taxes and, you know, I don't know, zip on the medieval equivalent of a martini or something. Some ale or whatnot. The good one. Not that piss water you get in the tavern. And along comes this asshole and ruins it.
Before I go, I should return some of this to you. I still have need of the great power of your soul, but I can spare you this portion.
Yeah, I'm not that attached to my soul as long as it's not killing me not having much of it, so you can keep that some degree. I want my castle first. We can talk about the soul business later. I mean, it hasn't really hindered me yet, apparently, being a soulless person.
A pulse of energy moves back along the golden cord toward you. It feels familiar, comforting, even before it contacts you. The energy washes over you, flooding you with
I get something back out of it.
You had thought long forgotten, until they settle back into the cracks of your soul. And then the tether and cord snap. Aethys's figure evaporating into dust that mingles with the endless gray expanse.
Okay, so he's doing a bit of a sneaky parietal move here. Now, he took basically all of my toys away, metaphorically speaking, and made me cry somewhat fiercely about it, and now he's giving me big one, and I'm supposed to be very grateful for that. You know, you don't take the whole pie away, give me a few crumbs and expect me to be pleased with that now, do you? It might work to pacify a child. Not so much. Myself.
Heat rushes over you, and the uncomfortable sensation of the Audra Pillar's presence cuts off. The gloom of the in-between is pierced by the light of the living world.
Yay for the living world.
You are back in the lighthouse. No longer dim. The luminous Audra beside you is filled with warmth.
Well, another Audra pillar restored. I sure hope that pisses somewhat over Aosa's plans. I get the feeling he's doing it on purpose, but best hopes and dreams, I suppose. Okay. Dinaga stared at the glowing Audra. There are diamond pupils wide. Zagan turns his gaze to you, his body in a cautious half-coil.
Long have we kept peace with the sand-striped people.
Fascinating.
But then, The foreign ones came and spread, killed our people, built their hives everywhere.
Yeah, that's kinda how the whole, you know, colonization thing kinda works. You start out building shit and take what you can get.
We were sure the Godwalker came to cast them out. That driving them away was a holy mission.
Oh, I'm pretty sure ASS has not considered your point of view, little snake. Thought was never a holy mission. It's a lie and a half. Thought there can be a holy mission, if the Pope is okay with it. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. The gods have bigger concerns. There's no point in spectating about the will of the gods. Oh, what now?
We must go. I know not what this means, but our brethren should hear of it.
Yeah, what?
You show us something new today, Shuffler. Thank you for this. And for your mercy.
That actually worked out somewhat peaceful. What do I get? A strand of favor. -10 hostile effect, +10 beneficial effects rotation. Not bad, actually. I got out of this more harmlessly than I was actually assuming. Interesting. I was pretty sure they would, you know, try to backstab me after I dealt with the Adra. It's peaceful.
You blink and find yourself standing in the knee-high grass of an endless field,
Sake.
with the day just falling into dusk.
You might not believe this, but I was just about to say, hey, at least we only met one god this episode. Lo and behold, the rest shows up like the little bitches they are.
The grass still holds the warmth of late afternoon sunlight, but a chill breeze blows at your back, raising goose flesh down your arms. The chirr and trill of nightjars rises with the wind.
So when is the bell going to play?
Of the sky, stars
the bell?
ignite by the ones and twos.
Ah, well, very
The
dramatic.
tolling of a single bell
Yeah, it is.
joins the chorus of birdsong.
And now, because Barrett is, you know, an asshole, as he's going to deafen us with an incountable number of bells ringing right in your ear. If you think, you know, your classical alarm clock is annoying as fuck in the morning, imagine this. That's migraine-inducing nonsense going on.
Another. The sound surrounds you. Every stalk of grass bears a delicate silver bell on its end,
Ouch.
bobbing in the wind.
Ah,
The chill breeze becomes a howling gale, and the tide of ringing bells sweeps you off your feet. It carries you like flotsam through the sea of grass.
Yeah, like a fucking alarm bell waking you at the wrong time. Imagine going to bed one night, you know, while nice and peaceful. You're tired, we have a long week of work behind you. All you want is to fucking get some nice shut-eye. You fall into bed with the nicest of feelings. You fall asleep almost immediately, only to awaken rather brutally, like an hour later, because your fucking alarm bell went off. You cannot imagine the pain and suffering that can bring to you. Or maybe you can. And you've also had to fight down a very real urge to throw that thing somewhat brutally against the next wall, repeatedly.
Then, the earth falls away. The wind ceases, and you are sent tumbling up into the dark of the sky.
Yes, I'm going to be called up for...
The
There
voice
again.
of the pallid night shakes the earth at your feet.
Hey! Sarah, long time no see. You look as dead and uninterested as usual.
You have returned to Bareth's realm. Your soul once more called to attend the wishes of the god of death.
Yeah, I kinda take a bit of offense to that, you know. I'm not your little bitch boy. I have things to do, lives to live, and I don't know, many other things. Maybe try a door next time? Question mark?
Your preference has been noted.
Good.
Pallid Night crosses her arms.
Yeah, what can I then do for you? Oh, greatest of great. Oh. No, I'm actually not that bad at useless pleasantries, but even I find it hard to get into the mood for that.
You can't be certain, but you think you might see the barest hint of a smile tugging at the edges of the Pallid Knight's lips.
That does not sound good, considering that we're talking about the literal god of the dead.
Once again, you have spoken with the Child of Light.
I have. He's as much an asshole as the rest of you. That's all I can actually say. Why, though, is the game full of assholes that try to beg my life.
Tell me what you have learned.
Well... He's still smashing his way across the dead fire, destroying pretty much everything that is inside.
My patience is not infinite, and your soul is but one breath in a hurricane that I control.
Yes, you're once again trying to threaten me to tell you what you want to hear.
She closes the gap between you in a blink. This near, you realize the god of death has a smell.
That's an interesting
Like
detail,
dust
actually.
and ozone, petrichor and cold, cold steel.
Has steel such a distinct smell, though? I mean, usually, as long as you don't mix it with anything else, like, you know, some fats or something, usually it shouldn't really be much of a smell that you can... Well... He makes for Margaret's teeth.
Intriguing.
No, it's
The
not.
pallid knight stares past you, pensive.
The problem is, the beginning of the game has already showcased that the whole argument line of going down being like, you will not kill me, you need me, I'm the protagonist, doesn't really work. The Witch is very much happy to end the game for you. I don't know if this is one of those opportunities where you can do it again. I'll risk it, actually.
While attend, tell me what your many eyes perceive.
Her words ring out, and a heavy silence descends.
Yay, more gods. Ooh, party! Look.
In the silence breaks the murmur of countless voices. They speak all at once in languages both known and unknown to you.
Great. Have I hadn't had a worse enough migraine yet? No, it's gonna get worse. Ah!
In the space beside Bareth,
Hey,
an eye blinks
just
open,
great.
followed fast by several more.
Yeah, again, I can see the background. There's some interesting creatures there.
They are round, keen eyes of Kith, the slit eyes of snakes, the small, dark marbles of birds, the bulbous lanterns of deep-sea fish.
Yes, I know, he's a giant voyeur. We all always knew it. God has a bit of a fetish for watching.
Here we are.
Great.
A figure walks through the cloud of eyes as one might step through a door. It is an Orlan, then a pale elf, an ocean human, a Naga, each of them eyeless.
I do sometimes wonder why the gods feel the need, in any way, shape or form, to, you know, uselessly display their otherworldliness. Also, you know, here I should maybe do some training. You're getting a bit of a man boop going on there. I guess rather fish poop, I suppose.
They are well.
Yes, Kate. We know.
This is the first interesting thing to happen in ages, and we do so love a riddle.
The figure wears an Amawa's grin, and the many voices beneath its own titter.
Yeah, you know what? I'm not even going to comment on it. Just say
We
nothing.
see between the strings of the world, and Eothas is there, strumming them like a lute. His tongue is still, yet he sings of a coming joy.
Yeah, he's got a bit of a cryptic asshole like that.
What tune he plays, we do not know. It is complex, ever shifting. One moment vibrating in harmony, the next in discord.
Has he set up his own server yet? Questions upon questions.
A man strides through the door to Bareth's realm. Behind him lope wolves with lolling tongues, and jungle cats whose long tails twitch with every step.
Nice little kitties. I want to pet them. I fear that they're gonna eat me, going by the sheer size in comparison, but, you know. Catch the kitty. The urge intensifies.
Galawain, the changeling, arrives, and he brings with him the wild heart of Aora's untamed places. Fast on Galawain's heels, a small wave of seawater washes across the tiles. It pours off the edge of the platform and cascades down into the beyond. From out of the water rears a glowing lure, then the head of a gigantic fish. The round black eyes of Andra roll to meet yours.
Yeah, that's not the only thing that beats ours. She also has at least 4 pair of tits hanging there, so... That's something. But still, you know, even for fetishizing things, that probably goes a bit too far. Let me look at that fish head. Also those teeth. That would be one hell of a dangerous blowjob if I've ever seen one.
Eothas is nothing if not resourceful. I admire his nerve.
In the changeling's voice, you hear the soft patter of rain on leaves.
Like, yeah, he's very brave, wandering around in a body that cannot be harmed at all and just, you know, doing as he pleases. Yes, yes, very, very resourceful. Sure. I'm very much impressed by his single-mindedness, yes.
Hunger will drive the most pathetic of beasts to desperate acts of bravery.
Yes, we all know that Cornard Red will bite a cat sometimes.
If his journey leads him back to us, he has proved himself worthy of return to the fold.
Aethys does not return to us. He returns to execute some grand plan. We must stop him.
Andra's voice rises like a tide, panic riding its crest.
To be fair, that voice is very much mismatched with your face.
The doors lining the walls of Bareth's realm slam open in unison. Warped pieces of ancient armor and the remnants of discarded weapons roar through the doorways. They meet in the center of the room, in a shower of sparks, and form the vague figure of a man.
Oh, that's someone I was not expecting.
Finally, a blacksmith's sledge hurtles past your shoulder, and the figure snatches it from the air. A man made half of metal and half of ruined skin stands before you. The rounded metal of a well-worn shield makes up most of his skull, his right eye socket, and jaw. His mouth is pulled forever into a half grimace.
It would also be a giant fucking shield, considering the sheer size of the motherfucker.
If Eothas has something foolish planned, perhaps we can turn him from that path and set him down a more productive one.
Abaddon's words crash and screech together, like long, still gears forced to movement for the first time in
Shouldn't you be
centuries.
somewhat more pre-minded at this point? Didn't we do something for that particular nonsense?
Abaddon speaks with a child's naivety.
I'm even getting tired of this conversation. Just stay silent and
He
just watch.
violates not their realms, but mine. I feel his urgency in every stamp of his feet along my spine.
Well, get used to it.
I will send tsunamis to slow him, if Mogren would stir the earth beneath Mogren's teeth.
You do know that summoning a fucking tsunami is probably not just going to, well, slow Eothas down. If actually might not even slow him down. That's going to do massive amounts of damage. Why am I even talking about the poor mortals who have to suffer the consequences of your fucking short-sightedness?
The water at your feet recedes. Lava oozes up through the shallow water, and a woman made from the guts of the earth emerges.
Yo, you,
She settles
Magran,
her
yay.
characteristic broadsword on her shoulder and sighs a cloud of smoke and ash.
Ever since one of my companions found out that you're quite a bit of a bitch, I'm not too pleased with you either. I have a lot of points against the gods at this point in time, actually.
Mogren returns.
Yeah, great. The long list of people I don't want to meet. Let me see, who else would be? Oh yeah, Wodika. How about we summon Wodika too? So we have the whole fucking collection of assholes I do not wish to see in this lifetime or the next.
In the age when our steps carved valleys across the face of Eora, our bodies were impervious to all but the strongest attacks.
Yes, obviously.
I doubt fire and water will be enough to stop him.
Indeed. But it will be more than enough to stop your average little person from doing his fucking life thing.
But I will bear down upon Eothas with all the heat and fury of the earth. If I must.
You do know that thousands of kids will die.
The death of thousands now could prevent the death of millions later.
And you wonder why I hate you. Okay, you know what? I'm just going to give up at this point. Just say nothing. I'm not even going to bother with this.
Shakes the ground beneath your feet. The cry drones on and on, a moan without end.
Yay, winter has arrived to fuck us over.
Wal's many eyes squeeze shut. Andra slips back beneath her waves. Mogren dissipates in a swirling cloud of steam. Galawain's beasts cower and whine. Only the pallid night stands impassive.
My end comes to all things in time.
Well, at the very least, you know, he managed to get rid of a few of the assholes.
Should Eothas care to hasten the inevitable, I welcome his efforts.
What could he possibly gain by destroying Era? I mean, that's a very good question.
Eothas seeks a slate wiped clean.
Does he now?
Freedom from the endless revolutions of Barath's wheel. The final emancipation of the countless stolen mortal lives the gods hoard within themselves.
The
Interesting.
Child of Light will not choose the hour of my death.
Magrin tests the edge of her broadsword with a smoldering finger.
He sows chaos in his longing for a radiant dawn. So much will be lost in the cacophony of fear his actions inspire.
The crack of thunder rends the air. The gods fall silent.
Finally, the first good message we got in, like, you know.
We can wait no longer to act. Speak with him, Watcher. Discover what it is he plans.
You do know that it's not like I have a fucking
To live
choice.
is a choice, and you yet draw breath. Drink deep of the air, Watcher. We have work yet to do.
Yes. Listen up, bitch. How about you come down here, get yourself a mortal body, and I beat you half to death. And then we're gonna talk about how nice it is to just have the ability to draw fucking breath. Eh? How about that? I'm just gonna point out, eh? Big an offer here. Makes it easier to understand, potentially.
The warmth of the pallid night's breath blows soft on the back of your neck.
And for all the powerful, I'm fucking unbelievably strong, and I can quite literally, you know, bend the earth to my will. All they're doing is sitting in the in-between and bitching and moaning.
Water begins to creep across the floor. It swells, runs swiftly, and catches at your ankles.
At least I'm gonna reawaken again.
You scrabble at the tiles, but it's no use. The current's pull drags you off the edge of Barath's realm, and into the fathomless beyond. You splash down in water so dark you can't see the bottom.
Still better.
Then, the water recedes. Gone, like a dream upon waking.
Nice.
The hard wood of your cabin's floor presses against your spine. The gods are gone, but you remain.
Yeah, and I'm lying on the floor. That seems not so good.